So Americans are taking to the streets in protest against Donald Trump and also booing him at public events. That's the subject of today's video, and let's take a look at some scenes from Chicago.
Will take you down. The people will take you down. The people will take you down. The people will take you down. Donald Trump, you racist clown. The people will take you down. 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 Donald Trump, you racist clown.
And I've kind of been chanting that to myself all day, right? The people will take you down. Donald Trump, you racist clown. And when you look at the scenes from Chicago, I just want you to think about like how diverse it is. There's a lot of American cities out there like that. And this is something that you should celebrate. Like you live in these big cities, you can be exposed to all kinds of cultures, all kinds of foods, all kinds of languages, all kinds of religions, all kinds of people's different ideas. And it's something that makes America great. I understand there's Americans out there in MAGA land and they think everyone should speak only one language, only have one religion, only work and look, one kind of way. But I hate to break it to you, the world's a really big place. And one of the things that I think is a good way to think about the world is when you look around at all the different types of people in the world, think of them as your brothers and sisters, like opportunity to make more friendships. I understand in MAGA world, I guess you think that 96% of the planet or whatever is all against you and they're all different than Americans and you're afraid. Is that how you think about the world? And it's all a matter of perspective. Look at Chicago and like, hey, all these people of all these different types of backgrounds can come together, right? That's America. And so I just wanted to remind you what a different point of view that we don't talk about enough, what America is. And regarding our community, which is also kind of related to that, we have a very international community. I want to show you this. This is coming in, someone has a Turkish proverb to share, which is an interesting one, from Merck. Merck says, Turkish proverb, the forest was shrinking, but the trees kept voting for the axe. For the axe was clever and convinced the trees that because his handle was made of wood, he was one of them. And I have actually never heard this Turkish proverb before. I thought it was pretd clever. I'd never heard this. And this is, again, just part of education, part of learning different types of ideas, learning new ways of thinking about the world. In this situation, Turkey, just never heard this before. And, the basic proverb is how it is, related to current time is how does Donald Trump convince MAGA to vote for him? Just like Trump's like, oh, I'm just like you, even though, he's this billionaire guy who abuses workers, multiple wives, multiple kids, right? All this stuff. And I'll just tell you the truth, guys, 99.9% of us are all roughly the same. We're in the same predicament, right? We're just trying to take care of our family, just trying to put food on the table. We'd like to have a job, these kind of things. Whereas the billionaire class, they're really, really different. It's just the reality. They're really, really different. And that's the trick that they try to play. And I guess Trump does on the MAGA people, trying to convince the MAGAs that, oh, I'm just like you and I care about you, even though he has like a golden toilet. He goes golfing all the time, doesn't do his job. I mean, you can see it in public and this weird sort of disconnect from reality. I think a lot of us feel very, very frustrated, but that's like, go back to the Turkish proverb, like, how does this stuff work? And I guess in this point of view is we have to, show the MAGA that just because, Trump as an axe is, maybe made of wood, just like you, the tree, doesn't mean necessarily make him your friend. This is actually also going on at the US Open. They were booing Trump. Have a listen to this. So basically what happened was they were singing the national anthem. Trump appears on the Jumbotron, and you saw the reaction there. So it sounds like boos to me. Some people will say mixed cheers and boos, but that's what the reaction. And the other thing you want to point out is that the stadium was actually half full or half empty, however you want to look at it. But you can see there wasn't a lot of people in there, and this is like a major event.
Well, I loved it. First of all, the two players have unbelievable talent. It just seemed that they hit the ball harder than I've ever seen before. Incredible talent. And I enjoyed it. And I used to go all the time, but, lately it's a little bit more difficult to go. I really enjoyed it. They were really nice. The fans were really nice. I didn't know what to expect. Usually you would say that would be a somewhat progressive, as they say nowadays, crowd. Sometimes some people would call it liberal, but we'll use the word they like to use, progressive. But they were great. The fans were great.
Guy's so delusional. I think you guys know this stuff already, but you know, there's no wonder that people boo him, people are protesting him because this is what Trump America looks like. And I'm not sure what to make of this video other than let me just show it to you first.
Get back. Where are you? What law enforcement agency are you with, dude? What law enforcement agency are you with?
You are required to tell me, where are you taking them? Where are you taking them? Where are you taking them?
Just ask you a question.
Where
I'm
are
asking you
you
a question.
taking them?
Where are you taking
Where are
a
you
civilian
taking
who
them?
just
You
arrested
have to tell us.
without identifying
You
himself
have
as
to
a
tell
police
us.
officer?
You are kidnapping them. Tell us where you're taking them. Tell us where you're taking them. Tell us where you are taking them. You cannot do this. Tell us where. Hey.
And honestly, I don't know what to make of that. It's what I mean by that is that we see these kind of images so much now on social media and in Trump America is like, these kind of people, you know, they could be ICE imposters for all we know. Seriously, because that's like ICE practices, just grabbing people off the street in these unmarked vehicles. They don't show ID. They don't identify themselves. They wear masks. And when you start to normalize this kind of behavior in USA, I mean, it's just, I think you guys know this. I mean, that's why people are taking to the streets, and because Trump is threatening to, send his goons to Chicago. I think they're now in Boston. Just started today. I just saw that in the news. That's why I have to show you guys this stuff just to remind you. I know we talk a lot about money on the things which matters. I mean, the money stuff matters because Trump fails at that stuff miserably. You got to talk about the ICE stuff as well. I know it's upsetting. I mean, I get upset seeing this stuff, and that's why I started with, the protests of, multicultural, very diverse city in Chicago coming together to say, that's not the way we want to live. I don't want to live with basically mass kidnappers everywhere in the Trump world. On top of that, regarding the U.S. Open thing, I guess they didn't plan for Trump coming or something, because this is the scenes outside when he was there. People were just like waiting in line like crazy. There's a reporter here from ABC said that some fans are fighting in line, and one tells me she paid $5,000 for a ticket but can't get in. So kind of the other way to think about the Trumpy world is he's all in it for himself, right? Disregard for other people. Listen to some of this, just people on the ground that were at the event, what they said.
It's definitely frustrating.
How long have you been waiting?
An hour.
You've been waiting for an hour.
Over an hour. It was around 635 USD. I'm Canadian, so it's a little bit more for me in Canadian dollars. So yeah, close to $1,000. So it's kind of like once in a lifetime opportunity for me. So I was excited to come and enjoy my time in New York here. But yeah, it's been a little disappointing to say.
Where are you visiting from?
Toronto.
How long have you been in line?
More than an hour for sure. Probably longer.
Are you surprised to see this many people still standing outside?
I am. The thing is, it's a very poor planation because most of the people in the middle is just watching the game.
Everybody's kind of frustrated. They just want to know what's going on. They just want some direction.
Do you sense frustration among the crowd?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What are you hearing from people?
Same thing. Same thing.
This is ridiculous.
Folks,
I mean, you'd be upset too. And for me, and I know this is a minor story compared to other stuff, but you want to encourage tourism and business in your cities and your countries. And that person's like, I spent basically $1,000 to come down to see this, maybe once a lifetime kind of thing. And you arrive and it's like, okay, great. Now, because Trump is there and they didn't plan well for maybe Trump coming, and now everyone's stuck outside while the event was going. And I think they missed the first hour or whatever. This is all Trump. And I want to show you how disconnected he is from the regular people's lives. He's going to be saying that everything's going down in cost, according to him.
Mr. President, the price of beef continues to rise and other items keep going up. Is there any way to address the cost of beef?
Once it kicks in, once our policies kick in, the price of beef will be going down, just like the price of eggs went down and the price of a lot of other grocery items went down. Beef will go down. It'll all go down.
Yep.
Energy has gone way down. The price of gasoline has gone really, I think you'll be hitting $2 very soon. And it was $4.50 a little while ago. So, energy's gone way down. That brings everything else with it. But beef has gone, as you know, for other reasons. The price of beef has gone up a little bit. It'll be coming down.
So according to Donald, everything's coming down in price at the grocery store. I guess you're looking at $2 in gas, according to Trump. This is how delusional and disconnected he is. He has no idea. I have a feeling he's never been to a grocery store in his life because he always had servants and drivers. I don't think he's ever pumped gas. I mean, that's why I showed you guys the Turkish, thing before, right? He's the axe, convinces the MAGAs, who are the trees, that he's their friend, which is obviously insane. This was in the news today in the Financial Times. Americans face biggest increase in health insurance costs in 15 years. And let me know if you guys are experiencing this also. I'll give you some percentages. This just came out today. It says U.S. health insurers reeling from slumping share prices, so they're concerned about their stock, are raising insurance premiums by the most in 15 years. So they're going to raise it, right? Costs are going to go up. Adding fears that American consumers are struggling under the weight of high costs, okay? One of the insurance companies, United Health, has cited tariffs from President Donald Trump's trade wars as a reason for the increases. The cost of the company's health insurance plans for employees is expected to jump by an average of 6.5% in 2026, the biggest increase in 15 years, okay? For people who buy health insurance on government exchanges, the median increase for 2026 is 18%. Wow, more than double last year's 7% rise, which is also crazy. So you're looking at a couple years in a row of major increases to health insurance. This is Trump's America. Then you have the talk that he's going to, go into Chicago, and I've also heard Boston. I just want to show you some pictures, though. There are people protesting in Chicago. And then this was actually Fox News, because, you want to check different sources of the stuff. And, they're going to say the same stuff as always. Oh, all the protesters in Chicago are paid and they just hate Donald Trump, that kind of stuff. But it's like, if you actually go to these events, and I encourage you guys to go, let's hope you don't have to. That's a better way to state it. But if indeed, this thing goes on, and I don't know how much longer the Trump stuff can do what he's doing, because he surrounds himself by a bunch of, greedy individuals, a lot of worm tongues, and Trump's health doesn't look so great, right? And you got this massive protests in the streets, you go out and you get booed. But I guess in Trumpy land, if you're delusional, you can keep it going. But I'm just showing you guys, these are regular Americans taken to the streets, and Fox will just try to say, oh, these are all paid protesters. They just really, really hate Trump. And it's nonsense. And that's why I tried to tell you guys from the beginning here is just 99.9% of us are all the same, right? We want to take care of families, put food on the table, these kind of things. And you can, if you think about the world as being potential friendships opposed to everyone's an enemy, it just really changes your thinking. But this is the news. I just want to tell you the truth on this stuff. ICE raids unfold in Boston as Trump signals Chicago is next. So if you're in the Boston area, let me know if you've heard all this stuff in your local news. I just saw it today. It's just coming out. Boston and the so-called sanctuary cities will continue to see a surge of immigration enforcement action in the coming days, according to Border Czar Tom Holman, and that's just coming out now. So please be careful out there. Please be safe, and just know that you're not alone. And like I showed you today, there are people out protesting, people booing him in public, and not everyone necessarily falls for the axe trick that Trump is trying to do. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next video.